Hey guys, Mexican here. I'll be playing Stanley Parable. I actually haven't seen any gameplay on this, so let's get started.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day, every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright, am I good to talk now? Alright, 427. Nope.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna do what you're telling me. Well, it's because I don't care. I almost said something bad.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yep.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
It really is,
Stanley
actually.
simply stood here, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'm good.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Yes, it's not as...
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay. Well, I like blue more.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Oh.
You see? There's nothing here.
Oh, shit.
I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
That's
broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
Yes,
Was it
actually.
worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
You know what? I want to really bad.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version.
I like it.
Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh, shit. No, I'm good. Okay, that's cheating.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect.
Yeah,
Let
sure,
me
whatever.
boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
You're annoying.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
It was
because
annoying.
if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try.
Get rid of the fucking baby
out.
noise.
I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain?
Oh.
Let's see. What do we have here?
Borderlands. Make it Borderlands.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Minecraft.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired.
Nope,
a
it
game
sucks.
I
You can't
have
let me jump.
absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough?
Yes,
Well,
let
I'll
me
say
jump.
this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
Where?
This will go here. No, here.
Oh.
And then...
Your house
Let's
sucks.
see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete.
Let me in.
I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand?
Thank you.
Isn't it
Let me
perfect?
shut it.
It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes,
Why?
yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Okay.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light? Oh, no, 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 no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
I heard. No, I heard spiders, and my initial response was to try to attack it. What are we playing?
I don't even know what this game is, but I love it.
Neither do I.
You, trapped in a glass box with no way out.
This is Portal.
Listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be?
Portal.
I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Thank you. Alright, now step on this.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Thank you. Oh.
Genius. No, actually, you know what? I
You
think that's
fucking
plenty.
dick.
I really don't care much to see you stumble.
Work in progress. Didn't even give him a fucking chance. Where do I go? It just... Alright, bye. Oh, I see something. Oh, you can't go that way. Where do I go? I think I pissed off the narrator. I mean, that makes me kind of happy, but I wanted to check out the rest of the game too. Probably through more playthroughs or something. I don't know yet. Whoa. It was a dead end.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Okay, you'll be waiting a while then. And we're back.
All of his co-workers were gone.
You know what,
What
I'll
could it
follow the
mean?
path this time.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Just to wrap up the video, I'll go the right way.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Using slides to show employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel on all the text. This one's short. Oh, everyone is unique. You most of all. Okay. Anything else? Number of slides on this slide. Charts and slides. Okay, you bore me. To do. Synergize. Core value. Oh, hell no. Alright, am I going up
Coming
or down?
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, that's the bathroom.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
So this is what happens when you go the right way without a fuss. Okay.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Because he hates happiness.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh, yes. Yes, I did. Let's fuck them. Oh.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yep.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
I'm in your
Wasn't
control.
it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Aye.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. There was one with the... Oh! Okay, I see now. 1, 2... That's 5. See? Where's 4? I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm literally just walking around. Oh. Alright. Good enough.
And when at last he found the source of the root...
That's neat.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine! Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
I doubt that.
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
I can't yet.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin.
I lost control.
The feeling of liberation. The immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Alright, so that was Stanley Parable. I am just going to go ahead and end the video here. I got the achievement, beat the game, so I'm positive I beat the game. But let's see what happens after the load screen. Because why not? Alright, so basically it just starts you back over from the beginning. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I'm going to try playing more different games. Alright, have a good one. Bye.